Hey, what's up? It's your boy Dom back here again with the last video of the day. We'll just be looking at a couple travel debt related videos. The determination of your own on whether they should have left or whether they should have stayed. But me personally, most time I remember like I had this unfortunate incident where I ended up losing my car. I was like, wow, this is just such a drastic experience that I just need to get away for a while. So I went to Colombia for a month and I met some new friends and I really had the time of my life. Sometimes when life hits you on the head, you need something that's gonna change your perspective of what life is. Okay. But I'll play the intro and then we'll get right into the video that I put together for us.
Card debt, and I am $13,000 in credit card debt, and I just booked a flight for a vacation. And I have a mix of feelings about it. On one hand, I'm incredibly excited because I love solo traveling. I really picked it up in the past couple of years, and I have not solo traveled in 2 years since I've started to get a handle on my finances. But on the other hand, I'm like, was that the most financially responsible decision? And depending on who you ask, the answer is going to be very polarizingly different. We've even sat here talking to this camera, talking about how you should not be paying for flights while you are in debt. But it's not just like a thing, right? I'm not just buying like clothes or jewelry or shoes, whatever. It's like an experience. And obviously only people who enjoy traveling are going to agree with me. Other people are going to be like, you are dumb. But I'm very excited and I am nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous because I am like, I probably shouldn't be putting any money towards traveling. I should be working on paying off my debt. And I am. If you follow along and you've seen my videos, you know that I am. It's also just like weird because I told myself I wasn't going to travel until I have 10 grand saved for my mom's African safari trip. And I don't have 10 grand saved yet for my mom's African safari trip. And I was just on the phone with her, like, should I book the flight? And obviously I couldn't tell her about the African safari trip because that's a surprise for her. But yeah, so this summer I will be traveling for a week to Guatemala. I'm sure I will post many videos.
So, just to touch on that last person's video, it just seems kind of strange to me that the one thing that travelers always go to is the fact that they're not really spending money on a physical thing, and it's actually just an experience. Because like really the pros and cons that go with that. Yes, maybe you've collected things from your travels abroad, but for the most part, it's just like it leaves you with a photo album. You know, you only remember so much as your last trip. So these things, make it kind of difficult to really come to terms with whether you should stay or whether you should go. And then also, she was talking about going to Guatemala. I've actually stayed like a place in Guatemala, like on Lake Atitlan. I actually bought like two really nice paintings while I was there. One of the back of a woman and one of papaya fruit. And I had a really good time while I was there. There was beautiful sights. The lake was beautiful. Yeah. Oh, and also the volcanoes were a lot. But would I go to Guatemala again? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. So maybe I'm biased. I also understand that $10,000 really isn't enough for two people, especially if you're planning on going to Africa as an American. If you only have $10,000 to spend, you might as well, you're either only going to one place, or you should be going as one person, or you'll be broke by the time you say make it to the third stop because it's just so far. And then on top of that, people are good at getting money out of you. So these are all things that you have to contemplate as you operate your way through foreign lands. In the ideal world, you don't want to like you don't want to be able to buy something twice before you buy it. Well, when you travel, you almost want to be able to buy it 3 times.
Changing my mind on that, which is very surprising because if you followed me over the summer, you saw that I actually canceled part of my solo traveling trip because I really wanted to come home. but I've been getting the travel bug again, and I looked up some flights, and I looked up the points that I have on my Chase credit card, and I think it may be very possible for me to travel using predominantly my points, meaning nothing out of my pocket. For context, last year I was in over $13,000 of credit card debt. I'm paying that off. I'm down to like $5,000, but I'm also trying to save a minimum of 10 grand to bring my mom on an African safari for not this upcoming summer, but next summer. So I've really been focused on paying off my debt and
You notice how she's already pushed this trip out a year?
saving money, and that's been my focus. But I've also really taken up solo traveling in the past couple of years, and I've taken a big stop from that because I've been saving up my money, and I've posted videos on here saying I will not be traveling anymore until my debt is paid off and I have enough money to bring my mom away. So I may be a hypocrite, but I may be doing this solely based off of points and really not spending much to begin with. Where I am thinking of going is Guatemala. I've always wanted to go to Guatemala for Lake Atitlan, and I found a really good flight, so I am waiting to see if a day off that I requested for work will get approved, and then I am thinking of booking the flight. Round trip flight, less than $300. It's like pretty unheard of, I think, anywhere, and I would use all of my points. I have the Chase Sapphire card, and they have the absolute best travel deals. I have about $600 in points right now, and I'm thinking I may use it. I'm still back and forth a little bit, but now that I've been like researching things on TikTok about Guatemala, now my entire FYP page is all Guatemala, and I'm like, no, I need to go. I told myself I was not going to travel until I had all my debt paid off and 10 grand saved for my mom's African safari trip.
Again, I hate to tell you, but that is just not enough money for your African safari trip with your grandmom or your mom. Whoever it is. Why? Because, like older women, they like to travel a certain type of way, especially if they haven't traveled a lot and they're like $10,000, bringing that to this African safari. The African safari? You really think $10,000 is going to be enough for you and your mom to go to the African safari? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's just not going to work that way. It's not. It's not going to work that way. It's not going to work that way. She's gonna find out the hard way. But also with the whole points thing, like yeah, points are cool and all, but eventually you're gonna have to buy some that doesn't cost that has an actual cost. So to be like, oh, the points will cover it eventually. Like, what about the hotel? What about the hostel? What about the Ubers? What about other transportation? What about excursions? All these things need to be considered when you're going over the budget. So if the only thing she's thought so far is like, okay, I need $10,000 and I'll be able to take my mom to the African safari, she's gonna have to do something strange for a little piece of change. And then that change, she probably won't be able to buy a cup of joe with that.
In exactly 1 month from now, I will officially be outside of the country. But AKA, if you guys didn't know, I'm 35K in debt from student loans, and I decided to book a trip to Thailand to hopefully try and become a content creator out here and pursue my dreams. So yeah, flight's already booked, but unfortunately I do not have a suitcase because I've never really traveled outside of the country ever. I've literally never even been outside of my hometown. So I need to go and find a suitcase. So why don't I bring you guys along? Okay, we decided to hit up Costco because I feel like Costco always has really good deals going on. Hopefully they have good deals for suitcases because that's what I'm here for.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Thank you. I just realized that it's December 1st, which means that there's actually a lot of good deals going on right now. Oh my gosh, I'm getting distracted right now. I did not come here to get anything else. Meeting a new Sherpa, and these ones are $24.99. They have a green. Ooh, I really like this color here, but it seems like I kind of want a medium and they only have smalls left. And ooh, oh my gosh, do you see that? There's like a chocolate brown one back here. This one's kind of cute. I kind of like it, but is there mediums? It seems like they only have smalls available. I'm sad. It's okay. I didn't need it anyways. We found the suitcase section, but why are the suitcases so freaking expensive? $349.99. That is not even including tax. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad of a price because it's a 3-piece deal. So you get 3 of these for $349. I feel like that's not that bad. Okay, my plan originally was I was gonna buy a carry-on suitcase here, and then at the location that I'm at, I was gonna buy an actual suitcase there because I felt like it was gonna be cheaper that way. But after seeing this deal, I'm like, should I get that? Because you get 3 suitcases, $349.99. I feel like that's a good deal. Or there's also this one, which this is a carry-on, and then it comes with a medium-sized suitcase, and this is $199.99, so $200. I feel like that's not so bad. Ooh, it also comes in blue. I like the blue color. Or should I be childish and get the Lego one? It also comes with a little backpack as well for $99.99. Ooh, they have a red one or a blue one. It also says 5+, but my grown ass is gonna get it. Is it bad that I actually kind of want the Lego one? And also, here's the thing. I feel like it's different.
Is it bad that she wants the Lego one? Yes, but for reasons that may be left her unseen. So she's planning on moving to Thailand to make content. So if you're planning on moving to another place to make content, if you're worried about, you should be worried about what type of luggage you're bringing. Like, why would you want to bring a suitcase? You can only carry that thing by the handle. Like, you want something that you'll be able to put on your back. Like, that's not gonna be super comfortable. And then on top of that, she's willing to spend $349 for a 3-piece luggage set. Like, what type of content is she talking about making? Because if she's talking about making like lifestyle content that's super luxurious, then basically I give it about 3 months before she has to move back to the States. So she may want to keep her apartment. Hopefully she lives with her parents or something.
So I'm not going to really lose it, you know? Wait, this actually might be a good deal for my carry-on situation. They have a black, a green, and a brown. Currently on sale, $22.99, $7 off. I don't see the brown anywhere though. I only see black and green. Oh my gosh. We found a brown. There's like one more left. Maybe this is a sign that I need it. I was just about to drop that whole thing down. I mean, I didn't find my suitcase, but at least I found a cute little carry-on. I think I'm getting this. Yep, this is a deal. And exactly.
People will see you traveling and think you're the richest bitch on earth, like, you know, on my way there, but that's not what it is. And also, not everyone who travels is in debt either. Like, maybe we just manage our money better than you. I just got back from Japan not too long ago, and people were just like, oh my god, how'd you do it, and what did you do? Like, I saved my money. I went to my 9 to 5. I made sure I wasn't eating out. I made sure I was buying my flights when I was supposed to buy my flights. Like, I just budgeted my money. I make, like, normal money, and I'm not in credit card debt. I only got, like, 1 credit card. It's really about prioritizing. Like, if you really want to travel, you're going to make it a priority to travel. That's just like something I like to do. I like to make sure like I have a trip. I go on some type of trip like every single year. If you prioritize DoorDash or shopping or spending money on drinks at the club every weekend, then that's just where your money is going to go. Like me, I'll sit my ass at home to go on a trip. Like, it's really nothing. Just prioritize your money different. People will see you traveling and think you're the richest bitch on earth.
So, 2 years from now, we'll look back and be like, damn, Dome Solo really sat at the crib for 2 whole years just to travel the way he wanted to travel and make content the way he wanted to make content. Like, what you're seeing right now is just peak of what it's got. No, it's just the base of what's coming. I say that because like, eventually we're going to be outside, shaking hands with folks, getting to know the culture, immersing ourselves in the culture, giving back, getting back, so on and so forth.
When I had $10 and a peanut in my wallet. So if you think travel is too expensive for you, let me stop you there. I don't have a trust fund, I have a travel fund, and it completely changed the way I save and plan for trips. These are 6 tips if you're thinking of building your own travel fund. You have to make it its own account. It cannot sit in the same place as your rent money. Open a separate high yield savings account and call it something like Take Me Somewhere Fund. Mentally, it's a game changer. Gotta automate it. Every single time I get paid, a small amount of money moves into that high yield savings account. Even $25 a week adds up. You won't even notice the money is gone, but you'll definitely notice it when you start booking trips. Start using cashback cards or travel rewards. If you're already spending money on groceries or gas, let those purchases work for you. I have an Amex Platinum that gets me a ton of points on travel, but you can get a Chase Sapphire Reserve, you can get a Gold Amex. Just do your research on what type of credit card works for you, as those points turn into free flights and hotels. Take this one, but you do have to sell or cancel anything that you don't use. Unused subscriptions, clothes you never wear, even makeup that you bought on impulse. Declutter, sell it on Facebook Marketplace, Depop. If you have a side hustle, dedicate the money you earn from that towards your travel fund. And if you don't have a side hustle, it's time to get one. You do have more skills than what you can offer a 9 to 5 corporate job. Even if you want to freelance or babysit or make furniture and then sell it, something to give you just a little bit of extra cash. $300 adds up when you travel. You have to create a visual reward for yourself. A vision board on Pinterest, or write a note on your phone for destinations that you're saving for. Every time you see your balance grow, you're literally watching your next trip come closer. Travel does not magically just fit inside of your budget. You have to make room for it. Start small, stay consistent, and remember that you're not just saving money, you're saving for experience.
So, I think that those who do, do. Those who don't, don't. Whichever one you choose. So, some of us have forgone things like family, forgone things like going out to eat, partying, clubbing, etc., in order to travel. So, when you're like, so when you hear people like, oh, I ain't got my bread right, I can't travel. Like, there's two groups of people. There are the groups of people who are putting it on a credit card, delaying their future. And then there's another group of people who are delaying their future, but not putting it on a credit card. Why do I say that second group is also delaying their future? Because every time you take, no matter if you're paying for it with credit or debit, every trip that you take is a small step back. It just is what it is. Now, sometimes it's nice to have that step back because that provides you with an opportunity to change your perspective on the way that you live your life. Some of us view that as a worthwhile expense. Others view that as a hindrance to their growth. Yeah. Till next time. Ciao.